Hello, Durud and Shalom. Guys, the more I learned about Charlie Kirk, which I didn't know much about him until he was assassinated, the more I realized how good this guy was. I'm ashamed actually to say that I kind of believed that this guy was a scumbag. And I just assumed that I didn't watch his content and everything that he did, but there were so many negative things about him everywhere that I just assumed that, even if half of us, I just assumed the guy's a scumbag. Like, I was like, I don't know, maybe even if 10% of it is true, then this is a guy that is, you know, kind of radical, crazy, one of those far right people. And then now, after his death, that I'm watching his stuff, I'm like, oh my God, this guy is freaking amazing. I love him. And I'm ashamed to say that even though I'm somebody that comes and brags about being skeptical and just not believing what people tell you, I fell for all the lies that they were apparently saying about this guy. I'm like, the more I consume his content now, the more I realize like this guy was a freaking. I mean, I don't agree with everything he says. Obviously, there's some points of disagreements, but on the things that I do agree with him, he was so good at making arguments. Let me see who's in the chat. So I wanted to actually, because I think like he deserves, he deserves to be recognized by more of us. I mean, many people already knew him, but by the rest of us, I think it's fair to just go and look and learn from him actually, because especially when it comes to defending Israel, this guy was a master in defending Israel, and we could learn a thing or two from him. Let me see who's in the chat. Carl is here. Flying Robot Duck is here. LF, Sasha, Mosen, Reincarnation Entertainment, Niku. Wow, you guys are busy. Carl, Michael, Kane, D, Niku. I already read Niku. Fantastic. All right. So, what do you guys think? Oh, so Carl saying American Christian nutter, but he could make arguments. Again, I don't like. So American, what is American, Carl? American is somebody any like that is no argument. Like if by calling him American, you're talking about somebody who's proud to be American. So you're basically talking about a patriot, which is not a negative. Christian nutter. I mean, as an atheist, obviously anybody who's a Christian, I would disagree with their Christianity. I wouldn't call them a nutter. Like he's a Christian, I'm an atheist. Like if I wanted to speak like that about every single Christian, I would have to speak like that about every single Jewish person out there as well. Doesn't make any sense. Like beside the disagreements that I have with him because he's a Christian, I'm an atheist, he made really good points for his arguments. Carl saying my European smugness. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad that you recognize like that's very good. So that's a very high level of self-awareness. That's good. All right. Amit, yes, I see you here. Amit and Amir, both of you guys are here. All right. So Durut to all of you. Yusuf is here. So let's watch this because guys, I think more of you will have a higher level of respect for him once we go through his line of reasoning here because he's pretty base. And also, by the way, I watched some of his. He was more on the. He's not that. He wasn't that like. There are so many things that I heard from him recently that actually puts him closer to center right. Actually, I'll maybe let me know if you want to see more of Charlie Kirk because I feel like this is even our community has been very unfair to him. So I think we need to actually introduce our community to Charlie after his death. But let's listen to his defense for Israel because I mean, I haven't seen this entire thing. I just saw one clip of it, so I thought like maybe I should watch the entire thing with you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Hold
Hello.
on, do I have audio? No, I don't have audio. Unmute.
I wanted to talk to you.
Okay, so by the way, guys, I changed the gain on my microphone. Let me know if the quality of my audio is better now, because some people were complaining on the last stream, and also let me know my audio level compared to the video audio level is if everything is okay.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about Palestine versus Israel. And I'm a Jordanian Christian, but I was born in this country. I'm a proud American. But I wanted to know how you can defend our country funding billions of dollars into a foreign government aiding genocide.
So do you mean the money that we send to the Palestinian Authority?
No, the ones that we sent to the IDF.
Okay, so
Okay, so I don't know if she realized that Charlie here was trying to point out that do you know like I think I don't know if, why didn't she understand what Charlie was trying to do here, right? So again, a lot of people don't. This is such a good point, guys. Take notes, because a lot of times people say, why is the United States sending money to Israel?" And my knee jerk reaction is usually to say, well, because it's worth supporting your allies, right? But look at this is such a good point. Like what? Like why do these people never complain about the money the United States sends to the Palestinian Authority? Like holy crap! Like I never thought about making that point. That's such a good point. By the way, this video, how old is this video? This video is only 4 months old. This video is from 4 months ago. Oh, we got our first super chat from Shauna. Shauna saying he was actually very centrist in his views. He was. The right sometimes even felt he was too mild. Yeah, I think he got a lot of backlash from far right people because he was not. I mean, by far right guys, I'm not talking about patriots. I'm not talking about people who care about their countries and are against mass migration. I'm talking about like anti-Semites. Okay, so the far right actually hated him, and thank you, Shauna, for pointing that out. All right, so let's see.
Funding billions of dollars into a foreign government aiding genocide.
So how did she not get his point?
Christian,
Hold on.
but I was born in this country. I'm a proud American. But I wanted to know how you can defend our country funding billions of dollars into a foreign government aiding genocide.
So do you mean the money that we send to the Palestinian Authority?
No, the ones that we sent to the IDF.
Okay, so you know we spend money to the Palestinian Authority as well, right?
Um,
Yeah, billions.
okay, how?
We give them cash.
She was like, how? Like, oh, we just give them cash. They're like, just if you don't know, just say, well, I didn't know that. Thank you for informing me. She says, like, okay, well, then how? Like, how do we send them money? I don't know. There's wire transfer. There's like from our bank to their banks. Like, what? So here, like, she didn't know. She doesn't like to be corrected. Instead of saying, I did not know that, thank you for letting me know, she's like, how? You're like, what do you mean how? Do you want me to explain to you how one country sends money to a foreign state? Like do you want to know the the mechanism? How is that relevant?
We give them, you guys claim to give them care packages and stuff like that, but why are we still defending the IDF?
No, I want to make
So she's mixing the Palestinian Authority with Gaza. She doesn't. What a minute. She's Jordanian. Did she say that she's a Jordanian Christian? So she's Arab, and she doesn't know the difference between the West Bank and Gaza, because the Palestinian, like, oh no, you can send them care packages and stuff. I think she's thinking about the Gaza humanitarian aid. She doesn't know that the U.S. government sends money to the Palestinian Authority in the West Bank as well.
Care packages and stuff like that, but why are we still defending the IDF?
No, I want to make sure we're morally consistent. So do you agree that we should cut money off to both Israel and the Palestinian Authority?
Yes.
Okay, cut off to both. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
wow, really? Cut off sending. Do you guys think they would actually support that? So first of all, this is so dishonest when they're like, yeah, I will support cutting off sending money to both Palestine and Israel. How come? Where's the outrage then? How come only now you're saying, okay, yeah, sure, let's stop sending them money as well? Where are the protests in the streets? Where are the outrage? Where are, like, when it comes like, oh, why are we supporting these foreigners? Why is it just with Israel? Why don't we have protests on campuses like stop sending money to Palestine?
you're from Jordan,
Mm-hmm.
and so you know the region very well.
Mm-hmm.
No, she doesn't, apparently, because she confused the West Bank with Gaza.
If you look at the Palestinian Authority, let's just take Lebanon, okay, versus Israel. Which country is more moral or a better place for people to live?
Wait, what? Okay, first, why is that a question? If it's a foreign land, why are we the ones dictating?
No. You have to get our
Dictating, you're not dictating. If you send money to your allies, that you're not dictate. Okay, so she's confusing supporting your allies with dictating. How's that dictating? You're like, oh, it's a foreign. Why do these people use the word foreign as if it's a dirty thing? Like, oh, foreign. Like you're supporting your ally. You get to be a country because you got foreign aid. Do you guys understand? Americans in the chat. Do you guys know that there would be no such thing as America if you didn't get foreign aid from France to help your revolution against the British Empire? Like, oh, these foreigners. Why are we supporting foreigners? You used to be foreigners who was getting foreign aid. You wouldn't be a country if you didn't get that. Unbelievable. Because you're supporting your allies. And again, Israel is just one of the countries you're supporting. The United States is supporting Egypt, Pakistan. In fact, these countries get more foreign aid than Israel. Where are the protests against that?
First, why is that a question? If it's a foreign land, why are we the ones dictating?
No. You have to
Yeah, and it's not dictating. You're supporting.
get our moral. We have to
Okay.
get our moral symmetry right,
Our
and then
moral
we could
symmetry.
determine foreign aid. Again, in the Middle East, because for whatever reason, a country the size of New Jersey, with half the world's Jews, gets all the attention of campus activists.
Yes.
And so, yet there's civil wars in Africa, the slaughter of Druze in Syria, from the annexation of Armenia from Azerbaijan, gets no campus energy. So I just want to understand, just so we're morally clear, where is the best place for a woman such as yourself to live? In Tel Aviv or in Beirut, Damascus, Amman, or Cairo? Where is it better for a woman to live in the Middle East?
Before she answers that, please let me actually explain something else with regards to foreign aid, right? When it comes to support, United States actually supports many other countries with military and foreign aid way more than Israel. Way more. I mean, Germany and South Korea are getting more support from United States, and United States is getting less back from them. South Korea gets more support. Philippines, South Korea, Germany, these countries get more support from United States. Actually, yeah. And they're not actually involved in, these countries are not actually actively involved in any war right now, killing America's enemies. So United States is spending less on Israel and is getting so much more back from Israel. And what Israel is doing is foreign aid to United States, right? So you keep looking at the, I don't know, $3 billion United States give to Israel. You don't look at everything Israel does for the United States, because Israel does more for the United States than the United States does for Israel. So keep that also in mind. How come? I think the people who should be complaining should be Israelis, not Americans. Israelis should be protesting, saying, why are we paying most of the price for killing these motherfuckers? Like, why is it our soldiers? Why is it our blood? We're killing the world's enemies and the rest of the world is absent. Like, they're just giving us a little bit of money and we're like, oh yeah, good luck with that. What the hell? These are the people we're killing. They're trying to destroy the entire world, and our soldiers are paying the price for it. Where is the rest of the world? So no, so you're not helping Israel. Israel is helping you. Israel is aiding. Israel is giving foreign aid to United States in the form of the blood of its people. That's what they're paying. So let's continue.
Middle East.
I've been to many of these locations, and I just want to let you know that that's an unfair question, because why us funding Israel, they are bombing Lebanon.
So the question, so again, people don't understand the question. Charlie is asking here, where is a better place to live, Israel or these other Arab countries or Islamic countries?
Woman to live in the Middle East.
For women specifically, where are the best place for women to live in the Middle East? So you as a woman, what do you think? Is it better to be a woman in Israel, in Lebanon, in Iran, in Iraq, in Jordan? Where?
Damascus, Amman, or Cairo? Where is it better for a woman to live in the Middle East?
I've been to many of these locations, and I just want to let you know that that's an unfair question, because why us funding Israel? They are bombing Lebanon.
Hold on,
They
no,
are
no, no.
bombing other
We'll get there.
countries.
I just want to know, based on the laws and the customs that
Yes.
Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, the country you're not born in, but that you have ancestry from, Egypt, all have, where is it better for women to live? In those four places or in Tel Aviv?
That is, again, no, that's very hard to say. Again, because
Have any of those four countries ever had a female prime minister?
why would that matter?
Because Israel has.
Oh my God, why would that matter? Like, how is this? Okay.
Have any of those four countries ever had a female prime minister?
Why would that matter?
Because Israel has.
Yes, but
Because I find
Jordan-
it interesting that the camp, I'm not saying you're on the left, but
See, like, guys, remember how many people told me like Armin Charlie was anti-woman, right? Like, obviously, he cares about women's rights in these countries, and that's his measurement of comparison: women's rights, women's conditions, and like that's the first thing Charlie went to. Obviously, if that's the first thing you think about, you cannot, like, it's really amazing that people accuse him of being anti-woman, where his first measurement of Charlie's first measurement of which country is superior in the Middle East is based on the status of women in those countries. And people were telling me that Charlie is anti-woman, but his first measurement of which is a better country is the status of women in these countries. Crazy.
Israel has.
yes, but
Because I find
Jordan-
it interesting that the camp, I'm not saying you're on the left, but campus activists are always about women's rights and women's empowerment. Yet the only country that has actually ever done that in the Middle East is Israel, interestingly enough. But I mean, let me just ask this. Do you think Israel is the good guy in this equation and the other countries are not so good? How would you mark the moral grade here?
I believe Israel is the bad guy. They're using religion as an excuse to take over land. It's a government. Zionism is
They're not using religion as an excuse. Zionism was a secular movement. It had nothing to do with religion. The founders of Zionism were non-religious. They said that, Herzl said that he's non-religious. And the arguments for Zionism before was secular, and today is based on security and safety and the right to self-determination. Obviously, there are religious versions of it, but the argument works with or without religion.
the bad guy. They're using religion as an excuse to take over land.
I mean, guys, religious Jews in the chat. Do you agree that Zionism works without religion? Like, even if you have, some of you might have religious arguments for Zionism, but do you not acknowledge that even if I take the entire religion away from Zionism, it still makes absolute sense? You could make completely non-religious arguments for Zionism.
Equation and the other country.
Somebody in the chat saying AIPAC is justified. No, AIPAC is not justified because they haven't done enough to lobby. They should have raised more money. They should have paid more money. More people should have supported AIPAC, and AIPAC should have been, because all these other countries have more powerful lobby groups. Israel doesn't even have a lobby group. AIPAC is completely American. So I think there needs to be more support for AIPAC, and I think AIPAC needs to be bigger. So no, AIPAC, I would support AIPAC if it becomes bigger and richer. But right now, I think AIPAC is too small. We need to support AIPAC more.
I think Israel is the good guy in this equation and the other countries are not so good. How would you mark the moral grade here?
I believe Israel is the bad guy. They're using religion as an excuse to take over land. It's a government. Zionism is not Judaism.
So, and then what exactly is Islam doing then?
Well, that's why Islam versus Judaism, that's what the Western media believes is happening, that Jews are fighting Muslims, which is not true. It's a government fighting over another government for land, and they're using religion as an excuse. Why are the IDF soldiers fighting Christian people during Easter? They're not allowing them to go into church.
Actually, that's not true. So let's talk about that. That's a lie. What happened on Easter in Israel?
They were not allowing
What was unique about this Easter?
What do you mean? What was due to come up? Like people.
I actually don't know about this. I don't know what Charlie. I'm actually completely ignorant about this event, so I'm going to learn this from Charlie. I don't even know what he's going to say. I don't know what she's referring to, and apparently Charlie knows about what she's referring to.
People wanted to worship through
Catholic,
church.
Protestant, Orthodox Easter all fell on the same day. So
Okay,
therefore, there was a huge surge of Christians to the Holy Church of the Holy Sepulchre, of which, if you're in the Holy Sepulchre, they fight over every square inch of that place. So the IDF came in to actually protect the Church of the Holy Sepulchre and make sure that all these Christians don't start tearing their hair out on the holy day. Just so we're clear.
if the
And-
Christian, oh sorry,
Oh, so now I understand what happened. So a lot of people are trying to say that this is not an Islamic thing, and the IDF is also anti-Christian. And the piece of evidence they use was apparently this incident, if I'm understanding it correctly, where like I don't know the IDF. I don't think the IDF is responsible for the Church of Holy Sepulchre. I think the security forces around the old city of Jerusalem, they came in and they basically stopped an event from happening. And Charlie is saying the reason for that happening was not because they were anti-Christian, was because three sects of Christianity's holidays happened at the same time, and there were internal drama and competition, and they basically came and stopped this whole mess because it would have turned into chaos. That is the reason. Is that, did I understand? Because I don't know about this event. I'm not actually familiar with this event. Is that what happened? So I don't know. This is
Of
interesting.
Christians to the Holy Church of the Holy Sepulchre.
Let's actually listen to this again, because guys, we're being educated by Charlie right now.
What happened on Easter in Israel?
they were not allowing the.
What was unique about this Easter?
What do you mean? What was due to come up? Like people wanted to worship through church.
Catholic, Protestant, and Orthodox Easter all fell on the same day. So therefore, there was a huge
Okay, so this Easter, Catholic, Protestant, and Orthodox, all their Easters fell in the same day, so they all wanted access to the Church of Holy Sepulchre on the same day.
Worship through
Catholic, Protestant, and Orthodox Easter all fell on the same day. So therefore, there was a huge surge of Christians to the Holy Church of the Holy Sepulchre, of which, if you're in the Holy Sepulchre,
No, wait, Catholic, what, sorry?
people wanted to worship through
Catholic, Protestant, and Orthodox Easter all fell on the same day.
Orthodox.
So therefore, there was a huge surge of Christians to the Holy Church of the Holy Sepulchre, of which, if you're in the Holy Sepulchre, they fight over every square inch of that place. So the IDF came in to
By the way, I've been to the Church of Holy Sepulchre. It's an amazing place.
actually protect the Church of the Holy Sepulchre and make sure that all these Christians don't start tearing their hair out on the holy day. Just so we're
Okay, look at that. And he's saying, as he's saying that as a Christian. Interesting. So I learned something. This is a good point. Guys, we need to watch more Charlie videos defending Israel, because we could learn from Charlie a lot of good points. We will become stronger defenders of Israel if we watch more. Let me know in the chat if you are in favor of watching more Charlie videos defending Israel, because I think all of us will become better defenders of Israel if we do that. Okay, hold on. Wait. Shauna just gave us a super chat. Let me highlight this one. Thank you, Shauna. You're always supporting us. Shauna is saying Christians literally had a mini war a few years ago. By the way, Shauna says that as a Christian too. Christians literally had a mini war a few years ago because someone moved a chair in the Holy Church. Middle East Christians be crazy. Okay, I'm not saying that, guys. Shauna, the Christian, is saying that in the chat. So thank you, Shauna. So yeah, so apparently the security forces in Israel were just doing that for the safety and for the safety of the Christians, and also to protect the church. They were protecting the church from a mini war. We got another super chat from Asian American saying, I would like to issue a retraction over the empathy versus sympathy comment. Still think, okay, so you went and go. So Asian American was accusing Charlie Kirk for being against empathy, and I showed him that that video was edited to make Charlie look bad, and now Asian American is retracting. I'm proud of you, Asian American, for accepting that. And you say, still think his take on gun rights is ass? Okay. Thanks for keeping me on my toes. Yeah, that's good. That's good that you change your opinion. Well, I mean, so his position on guns being something that you don't agree with is not a big deal. Like, obviously, no two people agree with each other 100%. I mean, it's amazing that he was assassinated, and now we're pointing out to the fact that some of you guys don't like his positions on guns. Is that like, imagine if I get shot, would you guys like come and say like, well, Armin got shot, let me tell you, these are the things that I disagreed with him. Like, he was obviously a decent person that wanted to have more conversations, and he was not radical. He was a good person, and you have some disagreements with him over some of his policies. So why is that a big deal that you have some disagreements with him? He's obviously a good guy. He's a good person. I mean, if you want to point out your disagreements, like it's good to point out disagreements, but in response to his assassination, bringing out the disagreements we have with him as a response to the fact that he's assassinated, it seems like, okay, so who are you? Do you know anybody that you have zero disagreements with? Because I have disagreements with myself from a week ago. How is that a measure of how good a person is? Like, I don't understand, right? Okay. Somebody's saying, Armin, you won't get shot. God is with you. Okay, God is with me. I think I'm the last person God is with. Okay. All right, let's continue.
We're clear.
If the
And-
Christian, oh, sorry, I don't mean to
No, I
interrupt you.
just you are actually believing the Arab press in the Middle East, where no one is being denied access to holy sites. And I do have to wonder. So you're a Christian. You know you know the area well.
Yeah, but by the way, here's the thing. Imagine trying to demonize Israel over one incident, over a security issue that they denied Christians access to the Church of Holy Sepulchre. And then the same people will not come and constantly bash, I don't know, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, the Islamic Republic in Iran, all of these, like Pakistan on their passports they have written that, hey, by the way, if you're Ahmadi, fuck you. Right. Right. um right. I mean, do you have access to advertised Christianity? I don't know, in Saudi Arabia. Even today you don't. Even today, after all these reforms. um so why don't they go after all, like Israel? Like the best place to be a Christian in the Middle East is Israel. And then one incident over the access to the church, and all of a sudden Israel is anti-Christian. And then Israel is surrounded by a whole bunch of countries that are actually anti-Christian, but no, Israel gets demonized over one event. It's crazy. Oh, look at this crazy person. Somebody saying Pakistan people will rule UK, inshallah. Look at this, guys. Look at the level of crazy that we're dealing with in our chat. Isn't that crazy? And guys, this is what you're dealing with. I'm glad that this guy is here. Okay, UK. This is why you need Tommy Robinson. This is what these people actually think. These guys are not making this up. Hold on. All right, let's continue. Guys, how's the quality of audio and video? Because I think I might have some internet issues. But let me know if everything is okay. Oh, we got another super chat. If my connection has an issue, I will turn off my VPN and I will get cut for a few seconds, but I will be back. So don't go away if I get cut off for a few seconds. So Amir just gave us a super chat. Let me see. And we're saying, God with you, or you atheists, evolution and science is with you. Okay, well, thank you, Amir. Thank you, Amir, for your Zionist money, sending me shekels. And then Shana is give us another super chat saying, just because you don't believe in God doesn't mean God doesn't believe in you. Okay, well, I mean, of course you would say that as a Christian, right? But I was, yeah. Sean, do you want to start a Christian versus atheist discussion with me right now? Huh? Is that what you want? Don't get me started. Don't get me started. I love you, okay? So don't get me started on that. Okay. Let's just get back to Charlie. Let's get back to Charlie.
Where no one is being denied access to holy sites. And I do have to wonder. So you're a Christian. You know the area well. Do you feel safe as a Christian? You're a Christian, right?
Yes.
Going to Bethlehem.
Yes. We are Christians.
But do you know who controls Bethlehem?
In Bethlehem? Okay, I've been to Bethlehem. I know what Charlie's talking about.
Yes. We are Christians.
But do you know who controls Bethlehem? The Arab Muslims control Bethlehem.
And when have they stopped Christians from going
all the
into
time?
churches?
Oh my goodness, it's incredibly
Everyone
dangerous.
here is arguing about this, but no, you guys are all believing.
This is such a double standard. Christians in Israel have the right to worship in all their holy places. Christians in Bethlehem, which is controlled by the Palestinian Authority, not so much. Not so much. And she as a Christian this woman as a Christian doesn't understand the double standard here. These people are hypocrites. They constantly are demonizing Israel, even though Israel is the best place in the Middle East to be a Christian. Wait. Jack gave us a super chat saying Pakistan is more Islamophobic than Israel and the West. Well, yeah, because they're anti the other types of Islam. If they're anti, I think that's what you mean, Jack, right? In Pakistan, all Islam, every version of Islam that they don't like, they're against that. Is that what you're suggesting? Yeah, because you're right.
Oh my goodness, it's incredibly
Everyone
dangerous.
here is arguing about this, but no, you guys are all believing things that you see all
No,
over TikTok. Like,
no. It's
a
like
No, lady, not things that we on TikTok. This is actual. There's data for this. This is actual reality. What are you talking about? Your source of look at this is projection. Like you guys just believe the things that you see on TikTok. This is objective reality. This is data. This has been studied. This has been reported on. Even people in so-called Palestine, they actually admit that. What the fuck are you talking about?
arguing about this, but no, you guys are all believing things that you see all over
no,
TikTok. Like,
no. It's
a
like
lot of people are like, you say I'm believing Arab media, but a lot of people are believing Western media. Don't you
okay.
think
Western media, we have academically collected data over this. What you idiot?
it's possible for both sides to be lied to?
The Western media is very anti-Israel, for the record. Let's do one final thought experiment, then we could talk about money. If Israel laid down all of its weapons, what would happen?
If Israel laid down all of its weapons, okay, they are committing a genocide. And wait,
How
please.
dare you say? No, I got to put. What is a genocide?
A genocide is when you are taking over a land and killing the people senselessly. Just
Was October
ethnic
7th a
cleansing.
genocide?
Okay.
Answer the question. When 1,300 Jews were killed.
Look at this. Charlie got angry when Israel just got accused of genocide. You saw his mood completely changed. Did you see that, guys? Did you see that? I will go back a little bit. Look at this. He just got angry. Look how much he cares about Israel. But let me see. Edward just gave us a super chat. Guys, we're getting so many super chats today. What's up with that? Thank you, guys. Edward saying, look at the last thing Charlie said about Israel. His close friend said Charlie was in fear of Israel leadership. No, that's bullshit. I'm gonna remove. He was about to speak. He was about to speak out and out. No, Edward, you're not very smart because I know what you're referring to. I've looked this up. There's one guy posted that he said that he heard from a person that he is not going to name, who is not Charlie himself, that person who's not going to name says that Charlie said to him that he is afraid of Israel. Do you understand how stupid do you have to be for that to be the source of your information? Somebody posted that he had heard from somebody who he's not going to name, who is a friend of Charlie, that he says that Charlie told him or her, I don't know, that Charlie said that he's afraid. Show me where Charlie said, if that is true, if you have evidence for that, show me where Charlie said that Israel is going to kill him. You guys are freaking idiots. What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Like, somebody just made up something and posted it on Twitter, and you guys are like, oh, I'm just gonna believe that? Are you guys insane? Freaking you. No, Edward is saying, find the link. Here it is. Hear it from his mouth. Nope. I've seen it. I've seen the source. I've seen their source. It's fucking bullshit. Again, you guys, Charlie was always consistent when it comes to Israel. He always said, I support Israel. Doesn't mean that I support everything that the current government does. He was critical many times of the government. That doesn't make him anti-Israel. That actually makes him even pro-Israel, because his criticism was because he wanted the best for Israel. You guys don't even understand that many Israelis in the chat here criticize their government. There are many Zionists here. I have right-leaning here. Where's Armin? I have right-leaning Israeli Zionists in my chat that hate Netanyahu. Does that make them anti-Israel? You guys are insane. Yeah, to strengthen, exactly. BT saying to strengthen Israel, not because they're anti-Israel. I mean, to be fair, some of the criticism that Charlie had for the current government of Israel, I agree with some of them and I disagree with some of them, but that doesn't make him anti-Israeli. Right. And also, honestly, my criticism, any criticism that I have for Netanyahu is pre October 7th. I think Netanyahu, I know a lot of Israelis here in the chat disagree with me, but some Israelis in the chat are pro Netanyahu, some of them are anti Netanyahu. But I think Netanyahu has done a fantastic job since October 7th. There are some things that he has done before October 7th that I criticize, but since October 7th, 10 out of 10, man. 10 out of 10. But let's continue.
Killed in their homes, kibbutzes, and a music festival. Was that a genocide?
No, because no.
By
What? I can't believe that. She said no. She said October 7th was not a genocide. I have not heard people actually say that. I've heard like most people tell you, like, yes, that was a genocide, but Israel also. She's saying October 7th was not a genocide.
Okay.
Answer the question. When 1,300 Jews were killed in their homes, kibbutzes, and a music festival, was that a genocide?
No, because no.
By your own definition, it is.
It was a terrorist act. But it was a terrorist act, but this was all planned by the governments. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
No. You got to tell me, why was October 7th not a genocide, but what Israel is doing is a genocide?
Israel has the Iron Dome. Why? They could have easily protected the festival. They could have easily protected their people, but they let.
The Iron Dome doesn't protect people coming on gliders. Oh my God, she doesn't know what the Iron Dome does. The Iron Dome is not designed for gliders. And people coming into, like, for people walking in and coming into the border. Like, the Iron Dome was supposed to shoot down the people on the ground walking in around the kibbutz area, killing people. What the fuck? Okay, she's insane.
This Hamas, this little.
They let them in.
They let them in on purpose, yes.
Really?
Yes.
So you think the Israeli government allowed Hamas terrorists to come and kill 1,300 innocent civilians, take hostages, and go into kibbutzes?
They needed an excuse to do.
Look at this. I'm actually impressed. So he doesn't agree with that. Okay,
That's
fantastic. So because a lot of people accuse, because some of the criticism that Charlie had for Israel seemed to be something a little bit conspiratorial, which I disagree with. But here he's actually finding this a shocking claim.
The Israeli government allowed Hamas terrorists to come and kill 1,300 innocent civilians, take hostages, and go into kibbutzes.
They needed an excuse to do that to the Palestinians.
What is your evidence of this claim?
Why?
That's fucking bullshit. Israel throughout its history has always done everything to protect every single one of its citizens. To come up with the accusation that Israel just allows its citizens to die, to find an excuse to do such a thing. Israel as a whole, the policy was the policy of the government was to try to de-radicalize Gaza. That was the direction that they were going. They were basically, every year the Israeli government was issuing more work visas to the people in Gaza to try to increase the economic activity there, with hopes that this will de-radicalize them. They were going in a completely different direction. October 7th changed their entire policy. They went now they're going in the complete opposite direction. If Israel needs to do something, they're not going to sacrifice their own citizens, hundreds of their own citizens, just to be able to do something like that. What the fuck are you talking about? If you're going to make an accusation like that, you better have real solid evidence for it.
And go into kibbutzes.
They needed an excuse to do that to the Palestinians.
What is your evidence of this claim?
Why are they claim to want Hamas? They claim to want.
No. What is your evidence that Israel would butcher 1,300 of its own people? The worst killing of Jews since the Holocaust. What is your evidence of that?
Look, I don't want to sound rude or offensive towards you, but I am explaining throughout the news why is, again, they have the Iron Dome. They have
the Iron Dome doesn't stop people walking in through a border or gliders, you fucking moron. Also, where's your evidence for the claim that you just made?
Have billions of dollars in defense. They have millions of dollars in military, and they have the power to stop. They allowed the the Hamas group to go in.
There is no evidence to your claim. They
There's no
penetrated.
evidence to your claim.
No,
either.
hold
We're
on a
both-
sec. Hold on a second. Let's talk about how much you know about this. What was special about October 7th? What was the holy day in Judaism?
Okay. I don't want to misspeak. That's the thing.
It's called Shemat Torah, which is like the third holiest day in Judaism. So like half the country takes off. Think about like Christmas and Easter combined times 2. What else? What day of the week was it when it happened?
Again,
No, it's very important. What day?
Look at this, guys. This video is only 4 months old. So Charlie has the response to the thing that he was saying that a lot of people are playing. That I'm trying to make it seem like Charlie was anti-Israeli. He actually has the response to that conspiracy theory right here in this recent video. This discussion was only 4 months ago. Only 4 months ago. So look how powerful he is when it comes to, look how powerful his argument is. He's explaining why October 7th, Israel was caught off guard. So he has the answer. He has thought about this, and now he has the answer.
Times 2. What else? What day of the week was it when it happened?
again.
No, it's very important. What day of the week?
May you answer, please?
What day of the week?
Again,
Saturday. What happens on Saturdays in Israel?
worship,
It's Shabbat.
yes.
The whole country goes to rest. 95% of the country takes off. So they have a holy day and they have Shabbat. The IDF, yes, they took it easy. And so what your belief is that no, that they weren't necessarily celebrating their holy day and that they were on Shabbat, but the Israeli government allowed terrorists to come and kill their own people.
You're
You
giving
have to
too
prove
much
that.
credit to governments.
Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Powerful response. Guys, take notes. Take notes. Charlie knows how to respond to this. Charlie knows how to respond to these motherfuckers. Fantastic job. I'm learning from Charlie. Like I just wanted to watch this video and learn from Charlie, and I was like, hey, I should do this live with you guys so we could all learn from Charlie.
You think that the government wants to protect its people? They will sacrifice the people for the greater.
No, Israel throughout its history has moved mountains to protect every, like this lady doesn't, like, this lady just thinks governments are all evil. Go look at the history of Israel. Look what they have done to save just one person. Look what they've gone through. The number of soldiers that risked their lives, the things that they gave up in negotiations to the other side for saving one Israeli citizen. Sometimes not just an Israeli citizen, sometimes just the bones of a dead Israeli citizen, the things that they do to just be able to bring their bones back home. She's just anti all governments, apparently. She's like, oh, you're naive. You think governments care about their people? Yes, they do. Good governments do. The government in Israel cares about its citizens.
But the Israeli government allowed terrorists to come and kill their own people.
You're giving
have to
too
prove
much
that.
credit to governments. You think that the government wants to protect its people. They will sacrifice the people for the greater good. You're giving way too much power to allowing the government to do it.
No, you have to prove these claims. Think you're getting it.
Wait, let me go. This is the ad area. Let me go past the ad area. You have to, you cannot just keep making these claims. You actually have to prove them. You have to actually provide evidence.
I didn't come to argue because I know I don't have the information to tell you right now. I just got out of class.
So if you don't have the information, then just say, I don't know. Please educate me.
But I do want to hear your opinion, please. I wanted to hear.
It's very simple. Israel's not a
country?
perfect country,
My
but for
question-
whatever reason, the obsession about
See, Charlie saying Israel is not a perfect country because no country is a perfect country. So people try to find those little parts that maybe Charlie has an issue with, and they try to act like, oh, Charlie was turning against Israel. No, Charlie was not turning against Israel, you idiots. Charlie is just not an absolutist. He wasn't an absolutist. Just because he supports Israel, that doesn't mean that everything that happens in Israel, he's going to be like, oh, that was the correct thing to do. Because that's not true with every country, right? So he's saying it's not perfect. However, look at this. He's very careful with what he says. I'm really impressed with him.
Tell you right now. I just got out of class. But I do want to hear your opinion, please. I wanted to hear.
it's very simple. Israel's not a
country?
perfect country,
My
but for
question-
whatever reason, the obsession about where half the world's Jews live, which happens to be a small outpost of freedom and liberty with lots of problems, surrounded by literally 1 billion Muslims, that this is our number one focus geopolitically, that people use the word genocide And you won't use the word genocide when Jews are killed,
No.
but you do use the word genocide when Palestinians are killed,
please.
shows the moral confusion on this topic. And would you say what's happening in Armenia right now is a genocide?
Perfectly said. Perfectly said. Andrew in the chat, let me highlight this. We got a super chat. Thank you guys for all the super chats. Andrew saying, Armin, do you think you could respond to Seth Andrews from Atheist Experience? He made a video and mischaracterized many of Charlie's positions. Love the show. Yeah, I would love to. I would like to actually, Seth is a friend, so I would like to maybe have a discussion with him about it instead of reviewing his video. If you could get him to maybe see, maybe, can you ask him if he would have a live discussion with me about it? A live discussion. And also can you send me that video? You could send it to my email. I think you guys have my email, right? It's just my first name dot my last name at gmail.com. Can you please send me that video and I'll take a look? Thank you, Andrew, for bringing that to my attention. And maybe we could actually have a discussion. Me and Seth could have a discussion about it. Yeah. All right, let's continue.
Look, you are very good at doing this, but I want to explain to you. Look, I want to explain to you my side. Okay, you still didn't answer my question in the original question. How can you defend our government sending billions of dollars to a foreign government? Like,
yes. Okay. So
we
just to
both
be clear,
agreed both should be cut off.
so you believe all foreign aid should be cut
We
off.
should not be involved in other countries. No.
Period. Okay.
Yes.
So you believe in America.
We shouldn't be involved in other countries. So you're an isolationist. What do you mean you shouldn't be involved in other countries? You wouldn't survive a day if you were not somehow involved in other countries. No country would. What are you talking about? The whole world is integrated. Every country is involved in other countries. Every country is involved one way or another with every single other country. No country will survive a day if they were not involved in each other somehow. What are you talking about? You don't understand how politics works. You don't understand how trade works. You don't understand how the safety and security of maritime trade involves the U.S. military providing protection for international trade. You don't understand how your way of life, you don't understand that microphone that you're speaking to would have been 1,000 times the price that it is if the U.S. military was not all around the world providing safety to trade passages all around the world. You don't understand that none of you would be able to afford the food that you're paying for, your housing, your clothes. All of you would have been living, you would be a third world country if United States right now was not involved in providing security, and with its bases, with all of the bases that it has all around the world and the allies that it has. That's what United States doing. That is not only making your life, the quality of your life possible, but also the rest of the world. The entire world should be thanking America for providing the security and safety that it provides because of its presence all around the world and all the military bases that it has everywhere. Everyone benefits from that, including Americans. You guys don't understand that. I mean, you not only you don't understand that, you want to take that away from the world, and you want to basically apply North Korean policies on the United States. I mean, look at the country. Look, when they're like, oh, we shouldn't be involved in any other countries. There's only one country that came close to achieving that, but not even, which is North Korea. So you want to basically take United States from the position that it is, which is the greatest country on earth, to the position that North Korea is today. I mean, how is that working out for North Korea? And by the way, not even North Korea is a completely isolationist. Not even North Korea is completely isolationist. North Korea is involved in Russia and China. Like, I mean, like, they has allies. Even North Korea has allies that it tries to support. But no, I mean, you guys are spoiled. United States has spoiled you guys. You guys had it too good. And that's why you don't realize why your country is this great. I don't think you even think your country is great, because you just got so used to the standard of living that you have, and you don't even appreciate it. And you don't even know, even the ones who do appreciate it, many of you don't understand how it came about. It was because, hey, let me give you a hint. Let me give you a hint. The reason why your standard of living is higher than the vast majority of the countries in the world was because your government was involved in other countries.
Only.
Yes, I want
Okay.
our country to succeed. We should be
So,
spending the billions on
got it.
Americans.
So I believe we should limit a lot of foreign aid. I don't believe.
No, but the money that you send to Israel, you get more back. You get so much more back in return. By the way, that money, even that money, directly comes back to the United States because that money comes with a condition that it needs to be spent on U.S. Weapons manufacturing. But beyond that, anything that United States does for Israel, you get that back 100 times more for United States.
Yes, I want
Okay.
our country to succeed. We should be
So,
spending the billions on
got it.
Americans.
So I believe we should limit a lot of foreign aid. I don't believe in America only. Was it a good thing that America got involved in World War II?
Wait, what? Sorry.
Was it a good thing that America got involved in World War II?
Yeah, these are basically the same people. Back in the day, they would have been the same America that, oh, Hitler is not our business. Hitler is Europe's business. Why should we get involved? There were many Americans back then that were saying this. They were saying exactly this. They keep us out of Europe. Who the fuck cares? It's their problem. Okay? What do you think the world would be like today if those Americans had won? If those Americans, if what they wanted happened, what would the world today be like? Aren't we happy that those Americans that said, like, hey, whatever Hitler is doing in Europe, none of our business. Let's just focus on America. Would you say the same thing back then?
I honestly just wanted to hear your opinion. Because
No,
if
no,
I
it's a-
say yes or
it's
no,
an important.
She doesn't even understand what Charlie is saying, honestly.
I honestly just wanted to hear your opinion. Because
No,
if I say yes or
it's
no,
an important moral question because you say no foreign aid. Was it good that we got involved in World War II?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so you're not America only. In
No.
fact, you're okay with America sent. We
But
sent
see,
aid
you think
to
that
the
the Jews
Allies.
are in trouble when they're not. They're bombing the Zionists, the IDF, so are bombing hospitals. They're bombing the schools. They're not bombing.
Hold on a second.
So she look at it. She just pivots. Like she makes a point. Charlie responds to her, and instead of acknowledging that she doesn't have a point or her point is ridiculous, she's like, "Oh, but they're bombing schools. They're bombing hospitals." You missed the point that Charlie was making. You just pivoted because you didn't have any counter.
The Zionists, the IDF, so are bombing hospitals. They're bombing the schools. They're not bombing
Hold on a
Hamas
second.
places.
Again, there's so much wrong here. But where does Hamas actually keep their weapons?
I'm sorry, they're being loud. I can't hear you.
I won't even get into that. So, Israel, if Hamas laid down all of its weapons,
Yes.
what would happen?
If both sides lay, or just Hamas.
Let's say just Hamas.
Hamas doesn't have they don't have the weapons that Israel does. So if they don't have Israel, no.
Guys, you're not debating,
Don't be
please.
angry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. What were
It's
you
okay.
saying? I'm not trying to be
I encourage you to
disrespectful
think
towards
deep.
you.
I'm not. No, you're not. I don't care. You can say whatever you want to me. I don't care.
Yeah, so actually, Shauna gave us a super chat. Thank you, Shauna. Shauna saying Americans are struggling because of domestic policy. Exactly. A lot of Americans don't understand this. Shauna understands it. The reason to stop blaming the increased cost of living on U.S. involvement in other countries. U.S. involvement in other countries beyond your borders has actually made life more affordable for you, not less affordable for you, more affordable for you, because it's the security of international trade that makes more trade possible, and more trade reduces the cost of everything you consume. So American involvement beyond its borders has reduced the cost of your living. The reason why you're experiencing recently a higher cost of living is in three areas: housing, education, and healthcare. Again, housing, education, and healthcare. Most other things, because of technology and trade, the prices of other things have been reduced. These are the three things that the price has increased. And guys, what is the similarity between these three things in America? Housing, education, and healthcare. Why is it that most other things compared to 30 years ago, the prices have dropped because of better technology and more trade, but these three areas, the prices has increased? Anybody? 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 Government regulation and government involvement. So stop blaming Israel. Look at your own government and ask them to deregulate and get the fuck out of the areas that the private sector can handle. That's the reason why the cost of your living has increased, not Israel. It's not the Jews. It's not the Jews. I know you want to blame the Jews, but it's not the Jews. Anyways.
I want you to think deeply about this.
Yes.
Because there is a moral confusion happening in the West when it comes to Israel. No one is saying they're perfect. I'm sick and tired of talking about Israel all the time. I happen to be a Christian that loves Israel and actually cares about the fact that I was able to go to Capernaum, where Jesus walked on the water, see where Jesus rose from the dead, to go to Hebron. Let me finish. That I was able to go to the holy sites and to be able to walk the streets of the old city. I actually appreciate
And
that.
thank God, so have I. But I'm explaining to you the
Okay,
difference.
I'm finishing.
I'm sorry.
No, but when Muslims take over countries, Christians are not able to always easily navigate or visit them. That is a fact of life. And the final thing is this, is it Israel's values or is it Hamas's values that are a closer fit to the West? And it's not even close. Israel is a small outpost of civilization in an endless ocean of tyranny. You don't have to love Israel. You don't have to wear the flag. You don't even have to support sending it money. But at the very least, you must at least have the moral clarity and the integrity to say, they're not the enemy here. They're defending themselves, and they have a right to exist and a right to be able to broker this war as a war of self-defense as they choose. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
That was perfectly said. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Spot on. Exactly. Carl is saying spot on. Oh, wow. Carl is warming up to Charlie. That was beautiful. See, guys, Christians. Carl, see, Christians sometimes have good points. Even Christians. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, Carl nailed it. Yeah, exactly. People in the chat. Okay. Did the anti-Israeli haters leave? Yeah, Carl is saying, yeah. Oh, look at this. Carl didn't like Charlie. Now you're warming up to him. Oh, that's nice. That's sweet. Good job, Carl. I appreciate you changing your stance. Amir saying Charlie will be missed. I know. I'm so sorry that I'm only becoming familiar with his work now. I'm actually now I'm a huge fan now. I used to not like him just because of what people said about him without actually checking what he's saying. Yeah, and also he was very nice about Iranian people. He was really nice about Iranian people, which is weird because I thought he was a white supremacist who was anti-immigrant. You guys saw the video I posted, shared about him talking about the Iranian people, right? I mean, how could he, he really appreciated the Iranian migrants in the United States. I've never, that was one of the highest praises I've seen a non-Iranian make about Iranians in America, which is weird because, again, I thought he was an anti-immigrant white supremacist. Apparently that was not true. He's anti-mass migration. He's pro-legal immigration, and he also appreciates the migrants that come here. And instead of DEI, they just work hard, and they're not asking for handouts, but they're asking for an opportunity, for equal opportunity, just like everyone else. He appreciates those types of migrants. So how is this guy far right if he likes the migrants who come here and work hard and get rich because they're working hard? How is that far right? James is saying, look up dancing Israelis. We have, you fucking idiot. It's nothing. You guys are fucking ridiculous. That video is not what you think it is. Everybody who has looked it up realizes that you guys are just a bunch of anti-Jewish racists, you motherfuckers. Fucking piece of shit. You're fucking disgusting. Anti-Semitic piece of garbage you are. It's amazing because when 9/11 happened, there were so many Muslims publicly around the world dancing and cheering, and you guys have found one video of it, some people dancing that had nothing to do with celebrating 9/11, and you keep mentioning that one video, but you don't understand that that works in our favor, because every time you say that, we keep reminding everybody that there was Muslim celebrations all around the world. You're talking about the dancing Jews. Let me tell you, in so-called Palestine, people were celebrating when 9/11 happened. You have one video that is not what you say it is, but we have public video that they themselves shared from inside Gaza and the West Bank, people cheering on 9/11. So just keep mentioning that the dancing Jewish woman, the dancing Jewish video, so that we keep using that to remind people how many Palestinians, so-called Palestinians, were celebrating 9/11. Oh, we got 2 more super chats. Let me respond to this. These 2 super chats. Carl is saying, I have to watch all of his videos now. German media point him as basically Hitler. Yep. I mean, Carl, I'm sure if you watch his videos, there are going to be things that he says that you do not agree with, but you're also going to notice that he's not Hitler. I mean, obviously, me and you are atheists and he's a Christian. So obviously, there are going to be things that he's going to say that we disagree with, but not at all Hitlerish in any way, not even close. In fact, most of what he has said so far is the very opposite. Let me see. Crypto Fanatic is saying Nick Fuentes said the Jews are greater threat to the US than Islamic Republic or Islam, and Trump should arm the Islamic Republic with Trump should arm the Islamic Republic with nuclear weapon because it is the only one to stand against Jewish global dominance. Well, thank you for reminding us how retarded Nick Fuentes is, Crypto Fanatic. Jews are a greater threat to the US. Like, this is what we call the woke right. American Jews are responsible for the greatest amount of contributions when it comes to science and technology to the United States. And the Islamic Republic has publicly announced that it is trying to completely annihilate the United States. Israel considers the United States to be its greatest ally. The Islamic Republic calls the United States the big Satan and Israel the little Satan, and promises that it will wipe out both of them at some point in history. So yeah, Nick Fuentes is obviously retarded. I mean, I don't know if he said that, but it does sound something like something he would say, to be honest. Let me actually remove this one. And then we got another super chat from Reincarnation Entertainment saying Israel are good. Israel good. If you mean they try to avoid casualties, etc. Yep, that's true. That's what they do. I mean, they try and succeed. Honestly, they have done more than any other country in the world to try to reduce civilian casualties. Somebody's saying I can prove Islam is fake. Nobody can prove Islam is fake because Islam has never been proven right. Why would I even need to prove Islam is fake when it has never been proven to be right? For you to prove that it's fake, first somebody has to actually prove that it's making it. I mean, I can prove that there are no leprechauns in the assholes of purple dragons. Sure, let's go prove that. I mean, Islam is so ridiculous that you just need to know what it says, and it's that is fucking bullshit. Why would I mean, anybody who requires a proof for why Islam is bullshit shouldn't be taken seriously, because Islam is obviously bullshit. Islam is obviously bullshit. Anybody who requires proof for why Islam is bullshit is not even, you shouldn't even take them seriously. Why would you need to prove Islam is bullshit? Islam is obviously bullshit. Like, I can prove that 2 plus 2 is not 5. All right, guys, let's go. Let's end the stream. I just wanted to hang out a little bit more with you guys after the stream, after we finish the Charlie video. Rivka saying, Armin, you're funny. Well, thank you. Yes. Prove to me that there are no leprechauns inside the asshole of purple dragons. That's how serious the claim that I would take that. I mean, I say actually that's less ridiculous, honestly, than Islam. That's actually, I'm not even exaggerating. That's what I just said is less ridiculous than Islam. Oh wow, somebody's saying to me in the chat, "Hey fascist, catch." Do you guys know what he's referring to? Look at this. You motherfuckers. You motherfuckers. You guys are fucking. I'm so glad that it's so obvious that we're standing on the right side when the people who want to come, who stand against us, are this vile. Yeah, somebody's saying this is a threat. Yeah. Jack is saying, we reached our super chat goal of 10. Will you stay longer to talk with the chat? How long? That's what I'm doing right now, Jack. Didn't you see that? I already did that. Didn't you see the video was over? And that's why I am staying with you guys longer, because we reached our super chat goal. I've already done that right now. This is me doing that. Okay. But if you guys have no more questions, then I will go. If there are any other questions or points, I will stay. Yes, that was Tyler's engraving on the bullets, I think. Yeah. All right. Somebody is saying free Palestine. Yes, yes. Free Palestine from Islam, from Hamas, and from the name Palestine. Okay. Palestine is an imperialist name. I thought you free Palestine people were supposed to be anti-imperialist. Why are you using an imperialist name then? This is Roman imperialism. You guys don't know that? I mean, you guys are. I keep making that point, but you guys are too stupid. If you say free Palestine, I assume that your IQ is room temperature level. So if I say anything in response to you saying free Palestine, it's actually not in response to you. It's for other people. It's for other people's sake. If you say free Palestine, you're either a terrorist or you're retarded. Okay, it's one of those two. So if I respond to you, it's not for your benefit. It's for other people's benefits. All right. So this was me hanging out longer with you guys in the chat. Thank you for all the super chats today. You guys really help support this channel. Thank you for that. And I'll see you again tomorrow around the same time. Again, it's not exactly the same time. So the only way to figure out when we're live is to hit the bell notification. So you need to do it. Okay. You need to subscribe, hit the bell notification, like the stream so that more people end up seeing our videos. Okay. That really helps. Leave a comment after the show is over. And just make sure that you're here again for tomorrow's live stream. Again. Okay. So I appreciate you guys being here. And I'll see you again tomorrow, hopefully. Okay. If nothing comes up. All right. So I'm Israel Chai. Javid Shah. See you guys later.